This is a video describing the game as fast as possible with all the things I wish I knew at first. The game and its interface can seem overwhelming at first, but once you understand it, you wouldn't want it any other way. The first thing I want to highlight is the game's rewards and progression are baked into complex supply chains, logistics, and relationships with your counterparties. It is very simple at first. It's known as an idle game. You take a couple of actions per day, which become more complex over time as you work towards your long-term goals. The gameplay loop is this. You mine resources, turn those resources into items, turn those items into other items, and buy and sell all of it on the open market so that you can buy more buildings in order to make more things more faster so that you can grow more bigger. The universe is split into 4 major areas: Moria, Benton, Hortus, and Antares. These are also the names of the commodity exchanges where players trade with each other, and you will spend a lot of your time. When you choose a profession, this defines the starting items given to you. The most important thing to look for is the profession suitability shown here. This tutorial has overwhelming but valuable information. You interact with the game via a modular interface. Each module is configurable. One controls your base, another your fleet, another your production orders. Over time, you learn about many others. They all have their own codes. They all can be pinned to a screen by default or temporarily opened. You can see your ship's inventory by clicking on them here. Many items in the interface are clickable. Many buffers have related shortcuts along the top. These are valuable for navigating around while you get your bearings. When you build your base, it shows up here. This screen is where you control everything. Building new buildings, managing your experts, your production, your inventory. But you can't build anything without materials, which are in your ships, so unload them. Click the button to see your inventory. These shortcuts are extremely useful. This is one of many examples. Building your first buildings, follow the tutorial. It'll tell you the specific combo of buildings you have to build. It'll be different depending upon the starter package you chose. Production orders. Each order needs to be manually added as it's completed. More buildings allow you to have concurrent orders being processed at the same time. Order size makes more at once basically, but it takes longer. It's linear scaling. There's no advantage for doing it in larger sizes. Stick to one for now. Your people, they need food and supplies. You won't make all of these yourself, so you need to go buy more at your local exchange. It's found here. Look at your planet, it shows your faction. That's the closest exchange. Fleet allows you to control your ship. Hit fly, start typing, it provides suggestions. Careful with your fuel usage. It's not linear. You can burn 10 times the fuel to only go a little bit faster. You start with a lot of fuel, more than you need, so it's best to sell the excess. Places are far apart. Items need to go from A to B via your ships. This becomes a limitation later on. Most trips take between 12 and 48 hours. CXOS lets you view your orders that you place on your exchange. View the CX list here, then click your local one. This is where all the items in the game are traded. If you don't rent a warehouse here, then all the items you buy will instead be here. This lets you view your storage spaces all in one place. This lets you see your bank account balance without having to use a sidebar. This is how you split up and modify the modular interface. Eventually, as you grow, you'll have more bases and more ships building more complex things. This is where I am at today. Dozens of bases, hundreds of items. The universe is your oyster. It is what you make of it. And finally, there are no wrong answers on what you should do, at first or eventually. All answers are equal, but some answers are more equal than others. I'll leave it up to you to decide what those are. It's common for people to want to restart the game after making some mistakes, so don't feel bad about that. Take a few days, learn all you can, then type this command and you will restart the game fresh, but with all of your learned knowledge so you can hit the ground running with all of the right choices. Enjoy and have fun.